Hello, this is Mr. Wyrick. I'm here to talk to you about lesson 12.4, finding volumes of prisms and cylinders. This is the fourth lesson from chapter 12. We've moved on from surface area and now we're getting into volume, which is really an older thought of how much liquid something could contain. So it's going to be cubic. We have 3 dimensions now. The cubic graphs are a little bit different when you get into those in Algebra 2. They'll go up and kind of curve and then go back down. You have to be very careful about it because the positive part of a cubic graph doesn't look that far different or that far removed from the positive part of a square graph. So volume is going to seem pretty similar to area. You have to remember it's 3 dimensions. Make sure you are cubing whatever label goes on anything. So this is your formula. This is it. Volume is equal to the big B times H, or the area of the base, times the height. Over here, I have a rectangular prism. It's not the best drawing, but in my rectangular prism, I have this base, I have this height. I would find the area of that base, multiply this side by this side, or in the case of this one, where it's a pentagonal prism, where I have a pentagon for my bases, I would find the area of that pentagon and then multiply it by that height. This is why we spent that time finding areas and perimeters and those kind of things on these pentagons, hexagons, octagons, all those kind of things. Same kind of principles apply here, so you need to maybe go back and check in last chapter on those, or go back and check in the videos if you don't remember the process of doing that. Area of the base times the height will also work for the cylinder, or the one that's specific to the cylinder is volume is equal to pi r squared h, which is the area of a circle times that height. On the oblique, whether it's an oblique prism or it's an oblique cylinder like I've drawn here, it's tilted in one direction. You still use this exact same formula, area of the base times height, but you need to find this outside height. It's like when we had those strange looking triangles, and you have to go outside to kind of find the height of that triangle. Same thing we're going to do here. We're going to go outside over here, use the Pythagorean theorem, whatever it is that we need to do to find this height and be able to find the volume. On page 864, make sure you take this one down in your notes. It's Cavalari's principle. If it has the same area of the base, B, at different cross sections as another prism or another cylinder, then they have exactly the same volume. So just to put that in kind of perspective here, if my pentagonal prism here has an area on the base of, we'll say 10, that's not, the number I have here is a 7, which is I think what they use in the example, and then I was going to go over it and I decided you could just refer to the old videos. But if this has a base area of 10, and this has a base area of 10, and I take a look at some different cross sections, cut into it at some different places, and decide that that would still be the same in those different cross-sectional places, and my heights are the same, then they're going to have exactly the same volume. This is why you get a lot of different measuring cups over in the kitchen section of Target, Walmart, or if you go in Bed Bath & Beyond or anything like that. You can get a bunch of different measuring cups of varying widths that actually are supposed to hold the exact same amount. As long as we have, like a similar area, similar height, they can multiply to that same number. This one is saying specifically, if we have the same height for these, or if we have an oblique one that has the same height, and those bases have those same cross sections there, then it's going to be the exact same volume. So make sure to pay attention to that one. That could probably help you get through a couple of questions a little bit faster today. Not a whole lot to cover. Just remember you're dealing with volume. Make sure it's units cubed or cubic units, however you want to say that one. We will work problems number 10 through, let's get into some of those higher order thinking ones. So we'll do 10 through 44. Okay, problems 10 through 44 today. Find the volume. Make sure you understand where those bases are going to be. Very, very important. And if you have questions on this, something that I missed on the video that I should go back and add, something that you need explained to you a little bit more, something like that, make sure to raise your hand during class, ask those questions, and I'll try to get those answered for you. We'll see you then.